So you want to completely change your life in 6 months, you want to live happier, you want to make a lot more money, and you want to be much more fulfilled. Well, my name's Christian Jamal. I've generated over $12 million online, and I'm here to help you do the same. Now let's trace back my story down to the beginning. In order for me to change my trajectory, it actually took me 2 years, but I didn't have the guidance of this video. So you want to watch all the way to the end, because the fourth and last strategy is the most important one. Now, I'm gonna give you guys the 4 strategies, and I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper into every single one of them, because in order to truly change your life, you need to treat these principles like they are the law, okay? It was a secret code for me in order to achieve success at such rapid pace, and it's gonna work for you as well, because I've shared these strategies with my students before, and they have worked 100% of the time, as long as you are actually taking action on them. The first one is the simplest one and the easiest one. The first one is changing your environment. You need to change the environment you're in, because that will cause you to start thinking outside the box automatically. That doesn't necessarily mean move, even though that's an option. What I'm talking about is you need to see where are the 4 corners of your box, and you need to change them completely, okay? I was part of a fraternity at my university, and I used to go to all the parties and hang out with all the brothers and do all of that. I stopped showing up entirely, okay? So I didn't physically move out of my space, but I changed my environment, right? This forced me to start becoming a different individual. And what you wanna do after you've done this is you need to understand what your environment is. This is what is going to allow you to know what are the 4 sides of your square. This is what you decide is going to be the place you spend for the next however many years. Because in this ecosystem, you're gonna be able to build and add more things that bring you joy. But at the beginning, it's gonna feel weird, it's gonna feel strange. Why am I 10-minute drive from the bar that I used to go to and all my friends are there, and you decide not to go? Whatever it may be, you need to really understand what it is that you are putting yourself into, and you need to be consciously aware of that. Now, the beauty about this is that you get to decide the ecosystem you're in. If you wanna move to a different city, boom, you're entirely in a different place. It makes things a lot simpler, but that's not really the goal. The goal is to just change the ecosystem where you're in, even if you're not changing the name of the city that's on your driver's license. The next strategy that you want to do is you want to change your mindset, right? Changing the environment comes with changing the mindset, but I feel like changing the environment aids changing the mindset. What I mean by this is that most people think the mindset is what they think. I don't believe that to be the case. I think mindset is what you believe, and what you believe like deep down truly in your heart, right? So if someone came to you and said $10,000 is a lot of money, do you believe that, or is it negligible to you? And even if you don't have $10,000 in your account, you may acknowledge that it's an amount that will be helpful to you, but looking at it as a lot of money is gonna be putting it above the goal, which is gonna be difficult to surpass if you're not actually viewing things for truly what they are. I used to look at Lambos as like this very high, super difficult thing to achieve. And to be honest, I really didn't think that I would ever buy one. And I know it's like this gimmicky online thing, but if you like cars, like you can't help but say that this is a respectable vehicle to have. And I love cars. So when one of my clients bought a Lambo, I sat in it, and to me, I was like, oh my God, this is so unbelievable. I can't believe he has one. And when I asked him about it, he was like, yeah, it's just a car. Like I drive it to the office, I drive it to wherever, I take my kids out, I pick them up from school in it. And to me, I realized that my view on this thing and his view on this thing were completely different. And that's what started my trajectory in thinking that, well, it is just a car. This one little thing that you can achieve if you give it a low value. And this is just a simple example of mindset, because mindset expands far, far beyond just vehicle, right? And fast forward to today, this was 4 years ago. Today, I've owned 3 Lambos to date. Okay, so to show you guys, you can make these changes very fast as long as you believe it's meant for you. Your brain is so dead set on you being this X individual that you truly believe you are. And the only way to do that is to keep feeding your brain positive energy. You need to go have coffee in the richer part of the neighborhood, okay? You need to go into a dealership and look at the cars, right? You need to start dressing better. You need to start smelling better, right? You need to start doing all these little things that just feed you positive, 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 where where your highest valued currency becomes peace. And once you have peace, you have achieved the goal of the mindset, right? And when I think of mindset, I think a lot of like monks. And what monks do is they spend years and years in the mountain meditating and doing all these things to achieve this level of mindset that is beyond, to reach the quote unquote nirvana, right? And what most people do these days, especially the younger entrepreneurs, is they believe that you watch Instagram reels and stories and things like that, and that will motivate you and that will give you the mindset you need in order to achieve these things. That's so far from the truth. You do really need to sit with yourself and truly rewire your brain in a way that truly believes that these things that you think are achievable should be the bare freaking minimum for you. And that is how you change your mindset. So after you've successfully changed your environment and changed your mindset, you need to change your vehicle. And I don't mean the car you drive to work. I mean the business model that you are in. There is hundreds of businesses that you can open. There is the online businesses that everybody makes sound super sexy. And then there's also the blue collar businesses like roofing, contracting, and opening a med spa, XYZ. There is so many businesses that you can open. And I've seen successful people and I've seen people that haven't succeeded in every single one of them. I'll give you guys the one thing that is the difference between the people that succeeded and the people that didn't. The people that succeeded just did it one more time. The people that failed just jumped to the other model. And this is something that I used to suffer with, and it's something that I see a lot of my college buddies suffer with as well. When they dive into the business space, they try something 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, it doesn't work out, boom, jump on to the next. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, boom, done, jump on to the next. Think about it like this. Let's say you wanted to study and become a doctor, right? Very respectable job. And you tried studying for 3 months and you quit and you switched to an engineer. And then you studied for 3 months, you quit and you switched to architecture. You studied for 3 months, you quit and you jumped into nursing. You will never finish your degree at whatever you are studying using this strategy. So truly, whatever it is that you decide you want to do, they all work. You just have to do it one more time. And every time you do it, you improve by 1%. And you try to improve again and again and again. Now, I do have a program that can show you how I did it in my model. If the agency model sounds attractive to you, there's a link below. You can check that out if you'd like. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the model for you, okay? You might have a thing for apparel, right? You might want to have a clothing brand. You might want to have an eyewear brand. You might want to have a shoe brand. You might want to have a local business. You might want to have a food truck. It doesn't matter. You can be successful at all of those. You just need to pick a vehicle that helps you achieve your goal the fastest. Now, I'll give you guys the reasoning why I love the agency model and why I believe it's the fastest way to make your first $100,000 a month. Now, is it the most scalable? I beg to differ, because after 150, 200,000 a month, it becomes a whole different beast. But if your goal is strictly to make 50 to 100,000, I think by far this is the best model. It is significantly high margins. It is $0 to start. It's super scalable in the short term, and it's very consistent because it's recurring revenue, okay? So it's a super simple model. You find a business owner that wants to make more money, you help them make more money, they give you a percentage of that money, and you do that every single month. And that's it, okay? It's like super simple. That's the model that I helped grow to about $8 million a year. And then I started expanding to other businesses. So if that sounds interesting, again, the link below. But nevertheless, there's other models that are super successful and you can grow them significantly and they're super scalable. Things like Amazon FBA, things like drop shipping, things like wholesaling, all of these business models that you hear about, they all work. You just need to actually do the work, okay? You need to do it one more time. So now let's recap. You've changed your environment, you've changed your mindset, you've changed your vehicle. The last and most important thing is changing your habits. And what I mean by changing your habits is not like one day you decide, all right, I'm gonna be up at 5, I'm gonna go to the gym every day, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. It's about learning how to add 1% additional stress on your body, on your lifestyle, on your ecosystem, on what you've built in order to achieve a greater result. What I mean by this is it's not fucking cool to sleep at 3 in the morning, okay? It's not fucking cool to eat whatever you want, okay? It's not fucking cool to work when you feel like it, okay? You know what's cool? What's cool is saying, I'm gonna sleep at 10 p.m. and you sleep at 10 p.m. Now, does that mean you need to sleep at 10 p.m.? No. It just means that you are disciplined enough to change your habits based on something that you said. The easiest contract for someone to break is a contract with themselves. And that's why changing your habits requires small intakes, one at a time, to where now you're accustomed to this new norm, okay? So as an example, let's say you eat cereal every single day for breakfast and you've been doing that for a year. When someone asks you, do you want breakfast? Your brain is instantly thinking of cereal. You're not thinking of eggs and sausages, right? You're thinking instantly of the one thing that you've been doing for the longest time. And that's a simple change, right? You can change that and start doing it consistently. Maybe the first week it'll taste weird. Maybe the first month you're gonna start being a little bit more acclimated to it. And then eventually after another year of changing your diet, you're gonna be like, all right, cool. Like when someone asks you what is breakfast, to you instantly you think of the eggs and sausages. And the same concept applies with other things in your life. You don't necessarily have to have an 8-pack and lift 1 million pounds and have $1 billion in the bank to be considered successful. You need to find what is valuable to you, and that is how you rank. If you feel sluggish during the day, maybe it's not about like how hard you're working or how little you're working or whatever. Maybe it's that you spend all night watching Netflix. And nothing is wrong with Netflix. I actually watch Netflix almost daily, right? That's my guilty pleasure. But I've assigned a certain deadline to this. I'm allowed to watch between X hour and Y hour. That's what I'm allowed to do. And to you, that might seem crazy. Like, oh my God, like how can you watch movies every single night and be successful? Well, the truth is, these are the little rewards I set for myself. I say, okay, cool. I want to finish watching this series. In order for me to earn this next episode, I need to do X improvement in my business, okay? And I love movies, I love theater. Honestly, if I wasn't in business, I'd probably be in theater, okay? Like I love that shit. Point is, you need to change your habits in a way that pushes you to achieve your goal using the 1% improvement. I'm gonna share this story with you guys before we conclude this video, and it's a very powerful story that changed my life, okay? It was about the British national cycling team. This is a story that was shared in the book Atomic Habits, and it's the best and easiest way for you to get the 4th stage of changing your life in 6 months. Just read that book. It's really that simple. Just read the book. It's super easy. Listen to what the person is saying and just apply these principles, and it's gonna make your life a lot easier. So this cycling team was on a losing streak at the Olympics every single year. And then this new coach came in and decided that they're gonna just improve everything by 1%. Can I get my athletes to sleep on a slightly better pillow? Can I get them a slightly better mattress? Can I get them a slightly better bike? Can I get them a slightly lighter tire? Can I get them a slightly better steering wheel, right? And eventually the accumulation of these little things, these little 1%, and I know to you they sound like irrelevant. To you it's like, oh, if I can do this, I can do 20%. Dude, nobody cares about your 20%. You wanna do the 1% for 6 months, okay? That's 180 days. That's 181%. And if you can do 20% a day, go you. You're even gonna improve even faster. But I would rather do 1% every day for 180 days than 20% for 7 days and then you stop. Or even 20% for 7 days and then you stop for 7 days and then you do 20% for 7 days. You can't get successful in 6 months using intensity alone. You need intense discipline. You need intense consistency. And that's the only way to achieve it. It doesn't matter what you think, because if you're not successful already, then you haven't earned the right to believe what your brain is giving you as information, okay? Because you're wrong. If you want to be successful in 6 months, you have to make these changes. You have to be disciplined to yourself, and you cannot break a contract to yourself. That's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button. The team puts a lot of effort into these videos. And honestly, after speaking for this much time, I'm exhausted myself. So again, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys on the next video.